It used to be the only unibody truck around, the one that didn't need to flex its frame to prove it's capable. Then came the Ford Maverick and Hyundai Santa Cruz, both undercutting the Ridgeline's uniqueness. Honda knew it couldn't just sit back and rely on loyalty anymore. Something had to change, especially in the fuel economy department. That's where the all-new 2027 Honda Ridgeline steps in, powered by the brand's e-HEV hybrid system. But don't think that's the only update. This truck is getting a complete overhaul, inside and out. Grab a coffee and sit back. We're getting into every detail of Honda's all-new pickup. Redesign. It's been more than 10 years since the current Ridgeline hit the roads. A decade in truck years. That's ancient. The hybrid system is Honda's first big step toward modernization, but the real transformation starts with design, both outside and in. Expect the new Ridgeline to take after the recently refreshed Passport SUV, which showed off a boxier, more rugged look that actually fits the modern truck world pretty well. Imagine something sitting between a Jeep Gladiator and a Chevy Colorado, tough and squared off, but not over the top. The 2027 Ridgeline will still carry its own Honda personality, clean and practical, just with more presence and less SUV with a bed energy. The cabin is showing its age too. While most Hondas have moved on to sleeker dashboards and digital displays, the Ridgeline's interior feels a generation behind. Funny thing though, a lot of owners actually like that. They prefer the straightforward layout and durable materials. The 2027 model will have to walk a fine line between keeping that down-to-earth vibe and adding enough modern tech to stay competitive. Hybrid system. Here's the big headline. The Ridgeline is finally going hybrid. It's the e-HEV system, pairing a 2-liter gas engine with electric motors and a compact battery pack. But don't think Honda just dropped it in without tweaks. For truck duty, engineers reportedly tuned it up to around 325 horsepower and 340 pound-feet of torque, which is a solid bump over the current V6. Now, if you're expecting massive towing upgrades, pump the brakes. Even the gas version tops out around 5,000 pounds, and this hybrid setup will probably hover close to that number. Still, the added torque will make it feel punchier around town, especially when hauling or merging. And in a world where trucks are turning into fuel-guzzling monsters, having a hybrid Ridgeline on the lot just makes sense. The V6 stays, though, and that's important. Old and reliable engine. Honda's not giving up its proven 3.5-liter gas unit, and that's refreshing in the world of downsizing and turbocharging. The current configuration delivers 280 ponies and 262 pound-feet of torque. It's paired with a smooth-shifting 9-speed automatic gearbox that sends power to the front wheels. It's good for about 18 miles per gallon in the city and 24 on the highway, which isn't bad for a mid-size pickup that rides more like an SUV. But that's a big deal considering the Maverick Hybrid is a bit smaller and still returns 38 miles per gallon combined. The gas model can tow up to 5,000 pounds, which is another area where the Ridgeline trails most mid-size rivals. However, keeping the V6 means Honda isn't jumping on the downsizing bandwagon. No tiny turbo for pretending to be tough. Just a naturally aspirated setup that's proven itself over the years. It's reliable, predictable, and delivers power in a linear way that turbo engines often can't. Sure, it's not as flashy as hybrid torque, but for many Ridgeline fans, this powertrain is part of what makes the truck feel honest. Ridgeline TrailSport. The TrailSport badge has been Honda's gateway into the off-road scene, and so far, it's been more of a light-duty setup, perfect for gravel roads or forest trails, but not much beyond that. The 2027 version is expected to make it meaner. If Honda wants to play in the big league with the Tacoma TRD Pro or Colorado ZR2, it'll need to toughen up the package. Think off-road tuned suspension, all-terrain tires, and a slight lift for better ground clearance. A front skid plate, more durable shocks, and a trail-focused drive mode wouldn't hurt either. Honda could even bring in a torque-vectoring all-wheel drive system with improved low-speed traction to give the truck real trail credentials. The Ridgeline will never be a hardcore rock crawler, that's not its DNA, but the upcoming TrailSport could finally give owners a reason to wander off the pavement without second thoughts. Release date and price. The 2027 Ridgeline is expected to debut around mid-2026, with sales starting next fall. It'll roll out with a sharper design, the new hybrid powertrain, and a reworked TrailSport trim that gives the lineup more variety than ever. But it also brings bad news. The price goes up. The Ridgeline has never been a budget pickup, and it's not about to start now. Expect the base model to break the $40,000 mark, with the hybrid likely sitting somewhere between $45 and $50 grand. Other truck makers still try to lure buyers with stripped-down work trucks under $30,000, but Honda's strategy is different. Even the entry-level Ridgeline Sport comes loaded with legit features and tech, so you're paying for comfort, not just utility. The all-new 2027 Ridgeline won't be the cheapest way into truck ownership, but it'll be one of the smartest. Hybrid power, fresh looks, and better off-road manners. Sounds like Honda's pickup is finally ready to claim some attention in a crowded segment. Thank you for watching, and we look forward to seeing you next time.